This week, experts from aid and relief organizations across the globe are responding to an earthquake in South Carolina. It's not a real disaster, but a simulated one created to train aid workers to respond to real-life emergencies. The 6 days of hands-on training is a graduate-level course designed by the Christian International Relief Agency Samaritan's Purse. Ken Isaacs oversees training and development for Samaritan's Purse's disaster response teams, and he joins us now by Skype to tell us more. Ken, you have 20 years experience working in disaster and emergency response. What's the most important thing someone responding to a disaster can do to help someone to survive?
Well, I think the most important thing is to be prepared. Every disaster is different. People's needs are different. And the breadth of information that is needed to have an effective response, it has to be customized for each type of disaster.
Definitely. Well, Samaritan's Purse is holding this training exercise. Who is it for, and how will it help them respond to a disaster situation?
Well, the disaster training simulation that we're holding this week has 60 students in it. By tomorrow, we will have had a total of nearly 800 volunteer actors, and we've sort of put all of this together in a series of these field exercises that really enhance the practical skills and take the academic information and let our students know how to put it to work.
Well, you're overseeing, as you mentioned, a huge mock drill simulating an earthquake. There are around 500 volunteers taking part, acting as victims and community leaders. How's that going? Tell us about that.
We have 5 teams on the ground, and we call them DART teams, Disaster Assistance Response Teams. And today they did a blanket, tarp, and water distribution. And the actors were scripted so that if the right questions weren't asked, the social pressure increased and it could turn into a riot. Out of the 5 DART teams, 4 of them had riots. There were a couple of plants in the script. One lady had 2 children and one had 7, and the one with the 2 children lied, and she had gotten more blankets than the one with the 7 children. And by not having pursued the truth of that when they were creating the beneficiary list, it caused a friction between 2 of the beneficiaries that was the spark that turned into a broad riot. So identifying the neediest people, vetting the information, figuring out the appropriate type of assistance, how that distribution is going to be made, all of those involve decisions about who will receive what resources. And you want to be fair, you want to be judicious, and you need to be fast.
Ken, what are the next steps for the participants there? Is there a follow-up for them?
Well, when they finish this course, their name will be on the hot list, the roster of people to be called forward for the DART teams. And if you imagine that sort of like a volunteer fire department, and then we'll stand up our incident command center at our offices in Boone, North Carolina. It all comes together and wrapped in a lot of prayer, and we always seek God's blessing. We're able to have very effective disaster response mechanisms.
Very important stuff you're doing. We wish you all the best in it. Ken Isaacs, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.